I really don't belong. I can't explain it. When I close my eyes, I see a strange reality. Am I dreaming, or on the edge of remembering? You wake up feeling like you really don't belong. You can't explain it, but when you close your eyes you see familiarity. Are you dreaming, or on the edge of remembering? Okay, now that I'm warmed up, let me see, am I on this? Oh yeah, something's weird here. Let's see. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Just put the biggest you got? No, that's it. Okay. I guess I am feeling maximum screen possibility. All right. What do I know? Not very much about this. Hello, Charlie. That's weird. Why is... I can't actually see me because the camera is right in my way. I guess... Let me see. Can I see now? Not really. Right in time. Just end the call with a doof. One of your co-schoolers, whatever they call classmates. One of your classmates. Oh, okay. Well, let's see. I hope I look okay, guys. I've been. Good thing there's nothing on this palette yet. Yeah, I've been busy since I got. Oh, if I take that off, I can't read you. Wait, I had a phone somewhere. My goodness. Oh, my goodness indeed. How could I forget? We went shopping. My hero's bag. Ex-classmate. Oh, an ex-classmate? You don't go to school together anymore? Did he graduate already or drop out? Okay, this does not need glitter on it. Okay, we are moving along with that, but not right this minute. I just knocked over a large stone. Okay, that was a doofus move. Luckily, it's a rock. I'm doing this where I start with a line and go from there up to 8 lines. We went our separate ways. It's just the usual guy I play with. Really, a whole paragraph? You've been working on making it into what? A rock? If you're not in the flow, let it go. You gotta get in the flow, baby. And that's when the magic happens and the brain and the pen move like one. That's right. Intricate, huh? Like no writers have ever been before you? So this is Toblerina's next. Now this is just a basic yellow. I got a basic yellow. It's a really pretty yellow, which is hard to tell when it's this set apart. But when you put it together like that, you can see how beautiful a color this really is. So yeah, I got my 4-inch cut, 4 inches of this. But then, oh yes, I couldn't decide what kind of fascinator to make. Stay over there for now. I loved this gold, and you know I'm partial to my blue. Matter of fact, the color is out on the edge of the sink because my color is disappearing because I've been putting silver in to just balance it. No, I could have achieved such intricate lines. Make it into a system thing. Oh, okay. I will leave you to your system, and that is not the writing. I need it. We have an icky rainy day today. But coolest thing, the person who picked up my ride today, a woman, she was excellent communication. She confirmed the taxi and that she was also my ride home. And I was like, no one usually does that. I love it. Well, it turns out she had all that time to burn. She just planned on hanging out until I was ready to go home. But I wasn't planning on going directly home. I was planning on going to the fabric store at the other side of the mall. Walk down there, get this, and then go back to the health clinic. And she said, oh, I love that place. Oh, and we both went shopping together. So she got to look at some stuff, and I went straight for exactly what I knew what I wanted. So I didn't dilly-dally. I let her do the exploring part. I showed everybody the calendar, the Toblerina calendar, because they've been selling me the fabric to make her costumes. And a matter of fact, I got some, when I started replenishing my supply of embroidery threads, I went there and got a few. And then, of course, I got that gigantic deal from Amazon. So we are ready. I now have to learn, and these, although these are both, well, actually, the one was $1 more expensive than the other, and I don't know why. This is way softer, but this is way stiff, and that's what I wanted, because I have to crinkle this whole thing up and make myself something to match, Toblerina, her outfit. And then I can take a picture of me and Toblerina as a team. Am I having fun? Yes, I am having fun. I haven't had this much fun in years and years. I mean, I have had fun. Don't put me, I don't want, like, my friends to think I didn't have a good time with him or anybody else. It's like, no, I'm having fun in little things all along the way. But this has been like sustained enthusiasm, and my mood only gets better every day. So I'm happy. And even though now I am covered in, my God, what's in my hair, we'll be finding out later. I was going to cut these weavings. And so we did one weaving in yarn and one weaving with embroidery thread. And we have here a little gown for Toblerina. Now, I was going to cut it lengthwise, you know, the fringe. Since the fringe was really just about, it fits on my toe better than it fits on Toblerina model. This is just the, hang on there, Toblerina. So, of course it's ludicrous, it's supposed to be. If it doesn't make it go, that's ridiculous, or that's silly, or especially, that's funny. We want them, that's funny, preferably, of course, you know, but beggars can't be choosers, and I just hope you enjoy my imagination and insanities, various insanities, as you witnessed over the years. So, okay, so Toblerina. Now, the next weaving is going to be a little shorter, and again, is going to end up with some fringe. And I'm afraid the fringe thing is going to be a thing, because in doing a weaving that is worn this way rather than the normal way, it's going to leave me with knots or beads. I mean, it's going to have to do something with the leftover, because, well, I guess I can try and weave it back in and just like leave it. But because this is such a tiny finished product, everything, every little lump, every extra stitch shows. It's really impossible to hide. So, that just didn't seem like a good option, weaving it back, you know, weaving the ends back up. But I'll give it another try, and I'm still waiting on my little loom. I guess it's not gonna, it was supposed to be here today, and now it's, I don't know when. It's in the mail, USPS, there's a number for it, but it just says, your guess is as good as mine. But it's on the way, it's on the way, you know. The check's in the mail. I'm never going to get all like that. I'm going to have to get a wet tissue, which I happen to be able to manufacture right before your very eyes. And now we make the tissue wet. And some of the glitter will magically reconsider its position. Ta-da! But that's not the best. Let's go now. You just see what my telephone looked like when I took it out of the bag. It was in the bag with all of the fabric. Yep. After all that sweeping of glitter. Oh yeah, my phone looks great. The whole screen is covered in it. My little trash bag is over here. Come here, trash. So although you can't see, I got my jeans on. I haven't been able to wear them for a while. Actually, because I'm sitting down in a weird position here, I did unbutton them. Nevertheless, I wore them out buttoned and comfortable. It's a little better, of course. Where are you now? There we go. Okay, anyway, my pen should arrive tomorrow. I'm so glad for you. I'd kind of miss a fountain pen. But the way my pens get knocked around, you don't want to be dropping a fountain pen. For multiple reasons. And you don't want to force air through it. You don't want to force things through it. You must be gentle, or those little things will start to break down. Of course it would. Buttoned and zippered all the way. But sitting down like this, the way I have to sit on this chair and this pillow, it's not the most comfortable thing. But yeah, I was able to do everything with it buttoned, and I was like, all right, it's comfortable enough. I don't feel squashed. So it was nice for a change to wear jeans instead of tights. I live in tights. Okay, this is something I brought up from downstairs. We are supplied bunches of this kind of thing down here because they have a coloring group. Yeah, what could be neat? I just washed my hair. Well, anyway. What's a little glitter? Anyway, we end up with all of these things, but I just didn't want any of the other ones. They weren't really interesting, and they were very Christmassy. But I like these because even though this was meant to be like snowflakey, it is winter. It's going to be winter for no less than 60 days more, despite the temperature going completely berserk. Maybe this is New England. This is supposed to be like January, February is our coldest month, coldest time of the winter. And it's usually really harsh cold. At least, you know, several days are cold enough where you go outside and you go, God damn, it's cold! And you go right back inside, go, ugh! And that is what it's like to live in New England in winter. on a bad day or a normal day this time of year, but that's not what's happening. It is, I think it's over 50 degrees right now, Fahrenheit. I think that would probably be pretty decent for you. You'd probably enjoy that, whatever that is in centigrade Celsius. Anyway, back to what I was doing. I was complaining about these pictures, but we're getting ready to do Valentine's Day. There is a tree, a living tree, that gets decorated all year long, whatever the holiday is. That's what the coloring group makes things to hang in the tree. And I have now become part of that, not sitting and coloring for more than 15 minutes, but I am the person now who bakes a cake for the holiday gatherings. So I am looking forward to seeing what they do, because if you were following the creation of the Toblerone calendar, the February, I did not want to honor specifically Valentine's Day. And I've never been a friend of Valentine's Day because of the commercialism. And I told every man I was seriously involved with, if you ever bring me red roses, I'm going to frickin' divorce you or break up with you. And there were those who didn't take me seriously until it happened. And I'm serious. I think that the commercialism of paying $60 for a frickin' dozen flowers is, and it's way more than that now. It's like, no. I love florists, and I want to support people making a living selling flowers, but I'm not into hyped up. It's got to be red roses. It's got to be a box of chocolate. It's got to be jewelry. Got to be lingerie. Fancy dinners out. I mean, it's like so freaking cliche. So anybody who would want to celebrate a Valentine's Day with me would have to have a very different approach. I would not likely include many red hearts. So my calendar shows a sweet Victorian kind of a flowery thing, but definitely not all about red roses, and there's definitely no red hearts on it. So yes, now you know why. Now, whatever you say, I'm just here in case you get famous. Aw, you think that could happen? Thank you. Well, I have to admit, I really like my newest product. So, men who think they have big testicles but in secret fear that they're small or smaller than average, we have something to make them feel more manly. You just tie them on. There's extra string in the back. I don't want them to be uncomfortable. And you just tie them on, and you can twirl them just like a stripper. See, so men can get involved. They don't need boobs. They just need balls. Ding, 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 ding. Tucker's tiny tassels and testy tassels. So yeah, these could get famous. But I really should change the name and make it more like Auntie A's tiny testy tassels. But anyway, I decided to get the juices going because I didn't get what I was planning on doing today. Did not arrive in the mail. We have alternative things to do. There's always something on the table, which actually I cleaned off the table for the new year, but we've already started filling things back up. All right, so this is going to end up being an outfit. I don't know what to put behind her, though. So if you have ideas, like what background, what's she doing? The foot is also dressed warmly, so I'm going to say it's probably a cold a cold climate thing or a cold environment of some kind. You know, the colors are cold, and obviously if I wove something for the whole foot, you know, the whole entourage gets to stay warm. And this drapes over the foot, so you only see the foot peeking out a little bit here and there. So it's cozy, you know, and ditto for the toe. This goes down quite a ways like a dress. So if you think of like, oh, the background for that, what would cause that foot to need to stay warm and yet not put a sock on? All right, so I'm going to warm up. I'm going to get the juices flowing. And one of the wonderful things I learned about coloring is you get your juices flowing. Wait a minute. We got blue and gold. We need silver. And let's see, light purple maybe? What do we have here? That's a really nice color. Oh, we might be able to run it out on that. Let's see, we got a darker one. Lavender. Oh, don't be dropping. Dropping is not a good thing. Well, let me see if these work. They've been sitting on the sidelines for a while. And, oh, we need silver. We need silver. Silver. Ah, that's silver. All right. They will not all work, which is why we have scrap paper. Just to see. It's a problem with gel pens. There is a way of doing it besides this. I can't remember what it is though. Sitting them in a solvent? I don't remember. I'm not going to go look that up right now. But it looks like this would just be frustration land. All right, I will stand this up for a little bit. Yeah, it looks like it just sat too long perhaps. We'll have it stand on its head and see if that helps. We definitely are going to need silver. Oh, that looks good. And we got plenty. You have to have a nice contrast. Ooh, sparkly blue. Obviously, we're going to use that. How's that blue next to it? It's almost identical. But actually, a little bit of separation happens there, and it makes it look a little darker, so we're not going to use that. Gold, we know gold is good. Gold and silver together. Awesome. I like that. This I may not like. I was right. It does the same thing. Same company? Ah, yes. It's kind of like dirty ink. I think it's just poor base and it separates. Actually, that is a nice frosty color. There, we'll move some of that in. And that is a lovely purple, but wrong for the project. What about this? Might be the same problem. That might be good for the occasional highlight. Let's see what we're looking at here. Yeah. And this, I used to love this stuff, but this was a really chalky, but smooth. Look at that beautiful blue. These are supposed to be like neon colors. And some of them were kind of neon, yeah. But this is, I better get to using it up. Okay. All right. Now, you know what's so cute? Because this building has so many seniors in it, and I guess I'm one of them now, it's not actually a senior building. Anybody can live here, but it just happens in the building there's a lot of seniors. And because of that, they have a senior resident advisor, someone to help people with paperwork and, you know their rights as seniors, things like that. But she's the one that does this kind of thing. And to make people feel good, if you do a coloring and you hand it in to her, she will, every month, she makes a little letter for the place. It's very amusing and includes pictures of the colored, stuff. It's just so cute. Excuse me. Oh, yummy. Okay, so we've got quite a bunch of colors here, and the predominant seems to be in the purpley family. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do some blue. So Charlie, what's on the agenda, and did you have to do your presentation? You've not mentioned it. Oinkness, hello. With this model, what? Model or model of? Don't leave us hanging. Yoink, how are you? And Orion, and have you resonated yet? These are cute. They're kind of like flowers. This model school. And what happened? You get another assignment you didn't want to do? Well, luckily, Charlie, this is your last year in high school, and this next syllabus is up to you. Oh, yeah, I didn't see that. You're right. It was stuck at whatever you say, I'm just here in case you get famous, and then nothing else. Indeed, I did do my presentation. It went well. All right, congratulations. You what? How could you do that? How could you do that? 8 out of 20? Inexcusable for your intelligence. It's a good thing it's just a test and not your whole grade. Oh no, no, no. Huh. What kind of sick crapola? Is he coughing again? Lack of study, we know that. Lack of care, lack of patience, lack of intelligence, really. Interesting. You're not supposed to have passion. It's high school. Nobody has passion for frickin' high school. If you're lucky, you get a teacher here and there that's passionate about what they're teaching. But I never met anybody passionate about high school. I liked high school to some degree. I liked certain classes, certainly more than others. Other things I really couldn't stand, I wanted nothing to do with, so I avoided them. It's, high school for you. What is relevant to you? I guess that's really what it comes down to, right? What do you want to create in your life? Lots of people have dropped out of school and succeeded, but they had goals and plans. They had ideas. So, I'm willing to listen to yours if you have some. How is Lobster doing? He's been pretty much okay since the right medicine got into his brain. But he comes over to your house going, oh man, I hope she gives him more of that shit. I felt fine. Oh no, not again. Crap. This has been it's been a day that challenges the ability to see through the illusions. My cousin's husband passed in the wee hours of the morning. Fortunately, he went peacefully, and she was holding him, so that was a good thing. And I'm not inferring anything, like I just realized that we're talking about Justin being sick, and I snapped to what happened this morning. He was there in the hospital for quite some time with a bunch of different things going, but mostly the heart. He's fine now. Unfortunately, their son also landed in the hospital with pancreatitis. And I believe he's doing okay. or he will be. He's got to watch his diet for sure. He loves to cook, bake. Made the best whipped cream I had, except when I make it. Did remind me about an important thing about when you chill your stuff before you whip it. Like, don't let moisture get in there. Don't make things so cold that they misstep, make water. Not good. Yeah, I didn't realize that. He showed me at a party. Ah, I see. I love it. The best player in my club, the SimCity Club, is his name is Sartre's Crustaceans. Because he's an interesting man, but too busy to get to really know. And besides, he's very busy with his second marriage, second family. One of the kids is autistic. That's when he gets to play. Kid loves to go to the park at 4 in the morning. But before the sun comes up, just gets up, won't go back to bed. So he has to take him to the park where the kid goes on the swings. And on the way back, they grab a donut. So they've got their morning ritual together, which is awesome. But while he's doing his swinging, my friend can play SimCity. But I will say, at first, Oink, I thought you were referring to your husband. That Justin is a crabby crustacean. I saw, and this is terrible because I really love eating crabs, which I haven't done very much of, but I do love it. The flavor, oh my God. But I just watched a little video of a crab protecting its friend. Like, it's clearly trying to protect its friend, which is still in the sand, from the human hand taunting it. And it's like, oh dear, oh dear. I wish I hadn't seen that. I mean, I know everything will be all right, but it is still hard being human. It's hard living on this planet. Charlie. I have a question. If you could, if there was something about your life right now, about the way you are right now, something you want to make sure you don't forget, you don't want your future self to forget, and you could write a note to your future self and plant it in the future so your future self stumbles right into it, what would that be? Think about it. No glib answers. Whisper, hi. My writing never ceases to amaze me. What do you mean there's nothing of the sort? Happy New Year, Whisper. So there's nothing that you have gleaned so far in your life, no understanding, nothing that you would like to tell your future self not to forget about your being your age? Nothing important for your future self? Charlie of the future. Remember this. No matter what, remember this. Really? I want you to think about it a little harder, sweetie. I didn't say it had to be necessarily instructional. Yes, right. He will. You know, all right, try reversing it. What would you now if you could go back and tell your younger self? But that's not really going to have a lot in it because you're only 17, so you've like barely been here on Earth. However, we have feelings, we have observations, and as we get older, we forget about these things. But they're actually very important, and we find ourselves spending a lot of adult years trying to remember or rediscover them. Interesting. A trillion things to say to your younger self. Cool. Can you give us an example of something you might tell your younger self? You don't have to share. I'm just asking if you would. Time. Same question to everybody. What would you, if you could, tell your past self right now, your younger self, what advice or wisdom or warnings, would you give your younger self? No. I got certainly and time, and that's it. That's strange. It's not showing up on my ether screen. What did you write? Did you get anything between certainly and time? Oh, right. Yes, I do. Yes, now it makes sense. Would your younger self know what the system is referring to? Or would you have to describe the system to your younger self so it knows what to look for? Let's try more of that blue. Years ago, it'd probably be understood. Oh, I see. Well, yeah, cool. Uh-oh. Wait a minute, got that there on. No. Oh, cock-a-doodle. That way? No, because it's 5 pointed. I know. And now we will use this dark purple. I'm getting some weird ass reflections on the paper. It's just making things look really strange. New year, old me, I'm still drawing. Well, that is encouraging news. Consistency. I am aiming for better. A better you. Better me. All of it. Better. The new improved. Not just old you. It's a new chance. There was an old song, and I can't remember where it came from, and I don't remember who did it, but there was the line, the hook, like stayed with me. Whenever things got tough, it was one of the things that would pop back in my head, and I gotta look it up one of these days. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. I think that's how it goes. But that's all I remember of it. So I've got, I don't know. Hopefully a New Dawn, New Day is enough to find it online. Like every day, you start over. You open your eyes, you got another chance. Nina Simone? Congratulations. Feeling Good is the name of the song. Oh. It's an old song. I mean, I've been singing that line for decades. Was that from the 60s? I said, I've been saying that line, not the song. Yeah, I thought she was a little young. Feeling good. All right, thank you. I will look that up après show. Hear the whole thing. Let's see, I've got music. My whole life has soundtrack. I don't have a minute in a day that doesn't have music behind it somewhere. But a lot of it's my own music, my own song, my making it up as I go, like life. But I have other very famous songs that also encourage me, like Don't Rain on My Parade by Streisand. Yes, right from the movie. Hello, Dolly. So that was one of my divorce songs. And let's see. Oh, yeah, I had a Shakira song. That was also one of my divorce songs. I had a lot of divorce songs. Music I listened to keep me moving, packing up my shit, getting ready to go out on my own. What color should the balls be? Blue. Let's throw some blue in. Some more blue. We need to use blue. And this looks like it's doing double duty. It's a blue ball for 2 stars, or snowflakes. Cross between flowers and snowflakes. Like the artist could not decide. Flowers? Snowflakes. Flowers? Oh, I'll make them all. Flowery snowflakes. But I'm not complaining. I like it. It is a big doodle to color in. Oh, there's one there. Trying to hide in plain sight. That's another, oh, you know, another old song that makes me feel good is Blue Skies, because it comes from a feel-good movie. Well, I don't know if it came from that movie, but it was used in that movie that I like. And what I like about Blue Skies, again, I like the two different intro kind of things. Slow, soulful, or just like peppy. Bounce right in. Definitely, definitely. Now, there is one that I have recommended to people, which sounds so silly, and yet it is extremely effective if you give it a chance. And it's from a musical, not surprisingly, Oklahoma. It's Oh, What a Beautiful Morning. And without looking at any videos on it, because I don't like that, I like just to remember the song and sing it. And it's like, if you sing it, it's really like a lung opener. I mean, it just feels good to sing. It's a good way to move your oxygen around. So that's what I like about that. Now, for 17 years, I lived so far away from any other human being that I could go out on the back deck, I could go out on the top of the hill, I could stand in the middle of the field and sing as loud as I could, and nobody was going to hear it. There were hills, but it was not echoing off the hills. There weren't that big of hills. We had valleys. We were down a hole. Sound generally stayed right there. But it was a very awesome kind of a freedom to literally just stand out there and let her rip. Yesterday on the bus, I was asked if I was going to join the Glee Club at the senior center. I have never been to the senior center outside of going there to get my first vaccination. So, I mean, COVID vaccination, obviously. I have had lots of vaccinations in my life. Yeah, let's go ahead and try that. No, I will not be joining the Glee Club. I just don't have that kind of time or energy or breath. No, hey, Sally. No, but the fields were gold. As soon as I put that song on, I remembered it. It's like, oh, yeah. Definitely. It's got that hook. He is just a master of hooks. They just catch the soul, right? Well, okay, Charlie, congratulations. Is it poetical? How you doing? It's a mix. I'm sorry, I do not understand Portuguese. Now, yesterday, our state began actually selling recreational cannabis. People are limited to a quarter ounce at a time, I believe. I think that's what they said. So let's see, how many grams is that? Well, you can get a lot out of a quarter ounce. But if you're a patient like me, you can buy 4 ounces or 5 ounces a month. No freaking way am I going to ever need that. Or will I be able to afford that? At this point, I definitely can't afford that. That's a lot of weed. Quarter pound a month, holy shit. Okay, we're gonna let this dry a little. Thanks, oink. I knew somebody out there would know. I know it's a fraction. I mean, if you go into the grams, right? Dot, dot. It's at 28, or at 27 point something grams an ounce. Or I just used to count it as 28. And I got it adds up after a while. You need to not do that. My lungs can't handle the vape. Also, I can't afford a vaporizer. Well, right now I'm doing it in a variety of ways. The most effective bedtime one is a gummy. So, the problem with the gummies, number one, I hate gummies actually. My preference is chocolate, but the last time I went to the store that I could get to, they were out of chocolate, except for this other kind of chocolate. It was like $5 a piece, and that's where we have a problem, because although it's prescribed for me, I don't have that kind of money, and insurance doesn't cover a dime of it. So it's a problem when you're on a budget like mine. So there you have it. Most effective for me is flour as well. Overall, that's for fast. And also it drops my blood pressure like that, which I have to be careful now, really, because I'm on medicine to keep it down. So, yeah, I was a little surprised by that. But in any case, it's just an extremely expensive medication. And it's I'm sorry. Well, let me put it this way. I'm sorry I'm not growing it, but I would never really grow it again. I just can't go through that. I had 20 years, 22 years, about almost 22 years of growing it. And in the last few years were just a nightmare. So I don't ever want to do it again. But once you've grown it and you're growing pounds of it, having to pay for grams of it seems really alien. I'm like, hey, WTF in capital letters. This little bit is how much? And yeah, so I don't know how it, what the average price is anymore, but I'm gonna be finding out. But I guarantee, I mean, coming up with money for a whole ounce at this point in my life is very unlikely. I mean, really unlikely. That's just not my way, man. Yeah, make it bigger. Okay. Oh no, I have no problem. Problem with the edibles is I'm a hardhead. They don't affect me the way they affect most people. I mean, they do affect me. Don't get me wrong, but I need a much larger dose than the average person. So it's just not affordable. It's not something I can sustain. The last purchase I made was $35, and that was with a 20% discount. And it was just 10 doses or 8 doses, something like that. Well, I would say that, but not really. What goes into making quality weed these days is very much money. The electric bill alone is staggering. That's why I hated growing. It was constantly like, where we're dealing with poor people here. How are we going to make the money back of $600 electric bill and the nutrients you need? So, and there's just so many difficulties with an indoor garden, and you can't grow it outside because it smells, and people going by can smell it, and that would encourage crime. You know what I mean? So it doesn't grow. I mean, it does. If you were to take a handful of seed and throw it out in a field that's already like fairly fertile, then yeah, you'll get weed, and it'll be usable. It'll get you high, or whatever kind you throw it out there. But you need to take care of your crop. You know, it has to be nurtured, and money and time and back-breaking labor go into that. So it's a serious business. I mean, now that it's, these are $1 million contracts to be able to grow, and the taxes are through the roof for it. Yeah, it's tough. Now, I believe that they should just make it where if you want to try growing it yourself to save money, do it. And I think some states are allowing that, at least for medicinal. I was growing it as a medicinal person, as a patient, and also as a supplier of medicinal. But you can pretty much, by the time we were doing it, you can pretty much consider it like a break-even kind of a thing. You get back enough to cover the cost of producing it plus whatever you want for you. But my God, it's not like you're a teenager when you're doing this. First of all, it's extremely potent, and it doesn't take that much if you're going to smoke it. You get off on it very easily if you're smoking it or vaping it. No, see, if you're in the right location, definitely. It will grow. It is a weed, but it was also a cultivated crop. And as a strong plant, it needs cultivation. That's what keeps it pest-free, and especially pest-free. Do you know deer like to eat it? If you're in a place where there are deer, your crop is in danger when it's outdoors. Ah, good. Yes, I was thinking of you when I chose today's title. Are you bored already? If we are uninteresting, sometimes we find it difficult to find anything interesting. I find many things interesting. I found out today I'm famous in a health community. Oh no, for someone timeless, you sure do count the time. You're bored, it's meh. I'm hoping to hear better words out of your mouth or computer in this coming year. I'm fascinated by this. I'm interested in that. I'm researching this. I'm studying that. I'm not giving up on it. I'm not going to make grand declarations of studying something and then walk away from it before I'm halfway through, or when I am halfway through. Yeah, it's just my, apparently, my spirit, okay, like, was remembered by someone in imaging, because I guess I had to spend a day in imaging. I had 3 different imaging tests that had to be done, and they weren't exactly back to back. So it meant I was going to be at that stupid clinic pretty much all day. And the reason for that was because it was a lot of difficulty getting a taxi to bring me to a place, bring me back home, bring me back to the same place, and then bring me back home in the same day. So I thought, bring your solar power pack to keep your phone plugged in, and just figure you're going to be playing games for the afternoon. So I was prepared to do that. But as it turned out, the women there were so awesome. They changed things around, and basically, because I was like ready to go, they slipped me in between other people without causing any problems or disruptions, and bam, I was done. So in the time it would have taken just to do the first 2, I was done with everything, and I was able to call the taxi and have them come get me early, hours early. So it was an awesome event, and I was really grateful to them, but I never thought about it again after that. You know, I mean, it was a day of scans and medical things. You don't want to really think about it. Women do not want to remember their mammogram or bone density scan or anything else. Come on, you know, it's like a medical thing. Get in, get out, put it behind you. And that was my attitude, so I forgot. But apparently, you know, it's like a family. It's a big place. They've got pretty much a lot of my doctors are actually centered right there because it's got so many different departments. So they talk, and the security guy up front, we were both musicians in the same area in the same decade, but we played different kinds of music. So we used to be booked in places across the street from each other, which is pretty funny. But we got to talking about stuff like that, like 40 years ago, it was like this there and there and blah, blah, blah. And so, of course, he knew me, and talking about me, I guess they were all talking about me. And before I knew it, today, they were sharing my calendar and carrying on. I had everybody laughing about the big string bikini. And it was really like, what? And you talked about me while I wasn't here. I'm flattered, and you know, like it's unexpected. But yeah, I got a chance because things got messed up today with my lab. Um, it was just a stupid thing where I had the appointment for the lab, but the order for my lab went to a different lab, not where I was at, and I had to get a hold of the doctor's office to fax the order to where I was to get that done, and my phone would not work. It would not dial out. It looked like it was dialing, but nothing, and therefore I ended up with nothing, and I ended up having to borrow the house phone to have him dial, the security guard dial for me. So we got it all taken care of, but what it resulted in was more waiting. So while I was waiting, and that's really funny, I had to wait 20 minutes to even clock in, to check in. You get the thing on the phone, and it says you can check in 20 minutes. It's like, what? Why can't I check in now? I'm here. Apparently the computer just can't manage that. So I had 20 minutes to just show the calendar, which of course I brought because a couple people were expecting to see something this time. And when I didn't see them, I haven't seen those people there for 3 months. So a lot got done, over that period of time. So it was just fun today and got a lot of people laughing, and that always makes me feel good. So, and then we went to the fabric shop, waiting online with the fabric, to, the tool with the glitter. This lovely older woman was next to me trying to decide on some fabric to make her granddaughters some spring clothing. And I showed her the calendar, and I thought it was right and wanted to know where could she buy it. So it's like, here's my card. Go here and you can buy it. So we'll see if there's any actual follow through. But it was nice that someone actually asked that. It's like, you're what? You were interested in buying my? Oh, thank you. And I didn't want to disappoint her and tell her I only make $1.40 if they buy the large one. So yeah, it's not exactly a profitable business model at the moment, but I have hopes for the future. Actually, I'm making plans for the future. There's only things you can only do so much at one time, and right now it's a waiting period. I have to deal with other stuff like make this a business. So there's going to be a learning curve for toe ballerina, the business toe. Instead of just toe ballerina, the vacationer. All right. Well, I am glad you love that. And yes, be right back. Well, if you're all gonna be right back, I should go resonate and be right back. How are you doing today, Sally? Have you already eaten dinner? What time the hell is it? 3. Yeah, it's late for you, isn't it? Oh, wait a minute. I had a signal. Let me go look at the signal. Oh my goodness. And a reward. Well, let us say, all right. And that looks naughty. Not Maisie. Spelled corrector. Now, hey. Phone, you have been misbehaving all day. Please don't be dying. I just can't afford to change anything right now. I don't mean like just money. It's like time-wise. It took so much just to figure this stupid little phone out. I don't want to have to do that with anything more complex. Ah, okay. What's for Din Din? Please keep going. It's been a very rough week here. What am I looking at? My brain just went and spilled over to somewhere. That's right. I was looking to make sure I didn't miss my friend. I wonder how many hours it takes for them to work on a tattoo. Oh dear. No. I don't know why this program tries to volunteer reactions from me. Okay. Corn. Oh, I love corned beef. Rice with a side of sweet corn. Oh, yummy. Delicious. That sounds good. I have for dinner, I've got whole pickled beets. It's beef time. I've got a little strip of steak. I get a little steak like once a month and cut it up into littler steaks, and spread it out over the month for variety, because I guess it gets so tired of chicken and fish. Also, I really need the material for my platelets. But we don't want cholesterol, and I don't like killing things, so... Oh, I totally understand that, Sally. For me, it's a comfort tater. I am very comforted by baked potatoes. Baked potatoes with bunches of butter, salt, and pepper. So I actually had to give up baked potatoes because of the butter problem when my cholesterol was too high. Now I find if you buy good butter, I mean like the butter we're importing from Ireland, or I actually buy mine from a Vermont dairy. So it's organic, it's no hormones, raised cattle, and dairy cows. And that high quality butter is higher in omega-3s than olive oil. It's actually way higher. So it's the crappy commercial, like mass commercialized fats that are most dangerous to you. So it's interesting to see the actual breakdown of things. It's not what people think. It was just, we have to demonize this. So guess what's getting demonized this year? But now we know butter's not the bad guy that we thought. Unless you're watching calories, which is an entirely different conversation. Yep. Top quality butter it's very high in the good fats. It's completely like negates the crappy ones. It's high quality is what makes the difference. The stuff that's been I have to say, kind of bred down. It's like, I'm sorry to say, stuff like Land O'Lakes, any of these big commercial farms, their stuff is not measuring as high in the omegas. Matter of fact, they're pretty crappy. So in that case, if you have a choice of olive oil versus a cheap butter, then go with the olive oil. Or, you know, grapeseed oil, avocado oil, as long as you're not allergic to avocado. Most of the high temperature oils are also good for you. Oh, that sounds awesome. Is Frank Cooper's marmalade an orange marmalade? I love orange marmalade or orange marmalade. I like the sweet one. Actually, I like them both. Just depends my mood, but I like sweet orange. And with a little bit of butter and that, yeah, you're right. You're making me hungry, is what you're doing. And now I have to go look. I went a little nuts with the preserves. There were some on sale a few months ago, and I got peach, and I got some hot pepper jelly, preserves actually. What else did I get? All right, we have hot pepper jelly. Oh, I've got some peach salsa. I really don't know why I buy those things. I don't eat chips. I don't dip. I don't do that kind of thing in general. It's like every once in a while, you know, you get a craving and you do something stupid. Let's see, what else? Oh, there it is. I did get it. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you, Sally. Because I got it. I got a big jar of sweet orange marmalade and apricot fruit spread. Oh my God. I am rich. I am just so rich. I have everything a person could possibly desire. Look at that. Oh, I'm happy. Check it out. Da, 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 da. I love it. Well, this is the sweet one. I do like the Seville. That's good too. And it is a little bitter, but I like that because actually it's kind of sweetened up by the butter. And I also got a new tea to try, Cherry Blossom. It's a delicate green tea with springtime cherries in a nice little tin. Ta-da! Doesn't smell bad. And these little silky things. So I generally don't buy this kind of thing because I do not believe that these are recyclable. But I didn't see that coming when I got this. I was actually not thinking when I saw 20 sachets. I wasn't really seeing the 20 sachets because I'm having problems with visibility. But I did see cherry blossom, green tea, and springtime cherries. And I did focus on that and went, okay, let's give it a shot. And who could resist another tea container? So I haven't tried it yet. I'll try it tonight because I'm trying to cut back on caffeine at night. And I love my Irish breakfast tea. I love it all day long. It's empty right now, in fact. Do I have water? I do. I am putting the water on. Kettle on. Okie dokie. All right. It's getting dark So Sally, were you here when I came in with the? I know it. I'm planning on doing that exact thing. I love that color. It grabbed me. That's what actually got my attention. I was looking for more Irish breakfast. Now, look what I got today. This is strictly for Toblerina. It's really beautiful yellow when it's, together. When it's by itself, it's like, well, that's kind of dull. But together, when you're making something all squashy, it's a pretty color. Anyway, I'm also going to make fascinators. Just in case, couldn't decide blue or gold. It's going to be a hat for me. Something to match something for Toblerina, which will probably end up in the gold because it's stiffer. And I've never made a fascinator. I'm going to have to do some research online. Turkish tea. I have only had mint tea, and that was with Moroccan food. Like a communal dinner in a restaurant. Welcome back. That's awesome. Yeah, I've seen that kind of a thing. It sounds very much like when after the dinner, they bring around a pot and everybody gets served peppermint tea. Also, it's a good idea. Peppermint tea after dinner helps digestion. So do candied fennel seeds. So I looked up how to make those candied fennel seeds. I've been trying to figure them out for years, but I was remembering them. I couldn't remember exactly what they looked like. I just remembered what was it that made these fennel seeds whitish. I couldn't remember if it was a dusty white or a solid white, but it wasn't like a good and plenty white. And it turns out it's a really simple thing to do. I've done candy stuff before, but never quite like this. So it's too bad I can't do a kitchen video. I just can't get everything set up now that I'm not on a laptop. But it's really cool. And fennel seed is really good for you. It's good as a diuretic. It is a good stomach settler. It helps digestion. If you don't like the taste of anise, you will not likely enjoy it. But some people don't like licorice, but they do like it candied. Yeah. It's good for you. So I picked up some fennel seed, which I've been meaning to do for quite some time. Couldn't find it, and I lucked into it yesterday at Walmart. So I got a little jar, and I said, all right, now that I know that, I'm sure that all I'm going to need is sugar, which is true. Sugar and water, and that's what you make a coating for it. And I watched someone do it. I bet. I have never made a curry. The best I can say I've done, Sally, is I love the curry spices, and I will mix it with some oil and brush it on stuff. And then, I'll put it on a chicken thigh and roast it, or potatoes and roast them. That's kind of what I do with it. I don't really do it the way they're traditionally made. I'll be back in just a minute. I heard the clip of my kettle going off. Oh, what do you know? this is cool. Sitting in my kitchen already, but filled with my Irish breakfast, is this can. This was sent by one of my sister friends, and it turns out Harney and Sons is the one that made the tea I just got. So she sent, this is a green tea with coconut, ginger, and vanilla. And it was obviously a little bit larger tin, and had 30 sachets. Try making a chicken korma very well. Oh, I like spice. I like hot. I'm a jalapeno pepper lover. I don't like mad hot. I'm not a ghost pepper person. Well, it is getting darker. Rain is expected. It's very likely. I love Indian food. I can't rattle off a bunch of names for you. I forget them as soon as I learn them. There is a street food. It's layers of stuff. I just love that. But the only local Indian restaurant, although the food was good, it arrived one day with maggots. Live maggots that in my bread, and that freaked me the hell out. It's like really bad. It's like, how can I eat my food now? How can I freaking finish? But my nephew said that where he lives, there is an exceptional Indian restaurant that he was going to take me to for my birthday, but his girlfriend came in, so he got busy, and I didn't see him for my birthday, which of course is fine. At his age, I would hope that he would choose her over me, his old aunt. But eventually I will get over the bridge. Well, it's more than over the bridge anymore. It's a little bit of a drive, but not that bad. And I will get there and I will try that restaurant's food. I'll have to look that up. Chicken korma. Yeah, don't mean to ruin your appetite, but I was quite freaked out. Now, having worked in restaurants, I mean, not fast food, but restaurants, I know all kinds of things can happen that are bizarre. And because of where they were, I don't believe they were in any of my other food. But it was one of those things where you can't get over it, so I haven't been back. I have not had them bring anything over. They don't exist for me anymore. Just too, you know, too strong memory. Yeah, it's wise advice. Yeah, you gotta, when you work in a restaurant, well, you know, really, think about the patrons of the restaurants. Watch how they act. If you have people being assholes out front, you're going to find people becoming assholes out back, if they weren't already. And it really does make a difference, the grade of restaurant. It's not all the same. I have heard the most bizarre shit in restaurants as a client. Overhearing other people, the way they treat their waitresses, the way they talk about the food. They're looking at the menu, and they want 25 different substitutions on a meal. It's like, just get a different meal. If you have to make that many changes to your recipe, get something else, you idiot. You know, it's like enough is enough. We used to think it was a big deal just to order our salad dressing on the side, because people back there tend to put a little too much on, because if they don't put enough on, they get shit, and if they put too much on, they get shit. So it's like, serve it on the side, let people put their own on, and let's just get past all those arguments. It's a two-way street. People make it very difficult for the people who are working in the restaurants, demanding way beyond what one should demand in a public place, and making a big deal about the stupidest things. Like, you know, if they took a look around, really opening their eyes, they would see that they're not the only person in the restaurant. And that if you just try to imagine what it's like to cook all of those different dishes if in your own home, like, would you? Would you cook this many meat? How long would it take you to cook, let's say, 10 different dishes in your kitchen? And, you know, of course, everybody wants fast, fast, fast. But in a good restaurant, a good meal, it's also going to mean a good wait. That's why they invented appetizers, which never existed before. Here, have something while you're waiting for the real meal. Oh, I guess that is that. Restaurant work is the hardest work I've ever done. It is physically demanding. It is emotionally demanding. And no matter how good you are, you can pretty much be guaranteed someone is going to try and demean you or insult you or just give you shit for no good reason. There's always one of those people out there. I can't wait to take out whatever their issues are on strangers. What I really hate are the people who come in and act like the people who work there are their personal slaves. Hey, you're waiting on my table? That means you're my slave, huh? You get to do whatever I tell you to do. I want this and I want that. And you better be perfect in your delivery. That's hard. Oh, these days I couldn't do it. No. I retired for good reason, which makes me question why I'm trying to start a business now. But I know why I'm starting a business now. I'm tired of being poor, in a nutshell. And I mean, I know I'm a senior citizen and I've been retired for 5 years now, I think. It's just I can't make it. I can't stay retired. But I also don't have the physical ability to go back to any of the jobs I've ever had, so I have to reinvent myself once again. And I'm fine with that. I'm having a good time doing it. It's a challenge on every level. I'm loving the hell out of it. And just want to keep going, see where it can go, see what I can do. Now, you know, I tell people, and I've told you guys many times, The law of attraction is always in action. And if you want something today, even if it's a weak desire, like I said, even if it's like, hey, I haven't had one of those pineapple dum-dum, coconut pineapple dum-dum lollipop since I was a kid. Do they even make those anymore? And then the synchronicity makes sure that at some point you run into the place where they are selling them. And it even will say coconut pineapple dum-dums. A dum-dum in America is this little tiny lollipop. It was very popular, of course, for little tiny children. They were little tiny mouth-sized lollipops. And the pineapple coconut actually had coconut in it. So when you were eating it, it kind of got hairy, you know, with the bits of coconut. And I was thinking about that one day just out of the blue. And sure enough, the synchronicities happened, and I saw someone said, I mentioned that to someone when I saw a bag of them in the grocery store. I was like, look at that, dum-dums. I was wondering about if they still made those pineapple coconut. Oh yeah, they do. They're in this bag. It's like, how cool is that? Oh, and did the same thing with another lollipop, Tootsie Roll lollipops, but the chocolate ones, a chocolate lollipop. I used to love the chocolate lollipops, and also the cherry. But when I got to the Tootsie Roll center, I used to be like, ick, throw it away. Like the first lick was good, but I didn't go for the center. I wasn't really big in Tootsie Rolls. But I did love that chocolate candy. So you plant seeds all the time for your future, whether they're little teeny things like a stupid lollipop or a big thing. You're planting seeds constantly. That's how the law works. You think it, you desire it, the desire sets into motion energy. It returns eventually, depending on how strong it is and how good you are at getting out of your own way, of your own manifestations. You can negate things like, oh, that's not going to happen, and immediately it won't happen because you just stopped it. It's not positive thinking, because positive thinking is a good thing, but it's not something that manifests very much. Go get dinner, darling. To manifest, you have to pay attention to how you feel. You can't suddenly just change overnight. You can start the process at any time, but you can't just change everything overnight. If you have been thinking a certain way all your life, trying to change the habits of those thoughts is difficult. It requires, by itself it's simple, but catching yourself and being consistent in catching yourself and changing your thoughts to something that works better for you, that is something that requires dedication. You have to really want to see change happening. If your mind keeps wandering away from that, you keep going back to negative thinking. Or when I say negative thinking, it's the I can't do this, I would never have this, there's no way I can. I mean, we have these things pop up in our heads just as humans, but those inner voices we have to learn to recognize them and shut them down, because it's telling us what's going on. If we catch it, we know that, oh, my subconscious mind is not really doing anything good for me right now. It's running down this whole litany of all the reasons I should hate this or not be comfortable there, and it's just reinforcing all those negative ideas, and it's not helping you. You can't manifest something, wonderful, if you keep getting in your own way with going back to this habitual bad thinking about what could happen, what might happen, what you're capable of doing. You have to start changing your internal dialogues. Until you make some of those changes, 95% of your brain is going to be against you. It's just going to be a series of habits, habitual thoughts, which become habitual actions and habitual feelings. You want to feel better, you have to focus on feeling better. You've got to say, this is what you want, not, I wonder if I will. It's like, no, I want to be happy. I want to feel better. I want to be healed. What do I need to do for that? Oh, I've got to stop thinking about how bad this is and how bad that is, and stop talking down about it. We put ourselves into funks as well as just Again, some stuff is very chemical, but it doesn't matter what the origin is unless it's really something out of control that needs medication. 90% of the stuff that goes on is something you can get a grip on if you make it your business to do that. And you start changing that, you automatically start changing all of the other dynamics, your physical well-being. Chronic pain. All right, I suffer from chronic pain, but I have way less pain when my feelings are level and or happy. The more happy I get, the less pain I have physically, seriously. So you have to ask yourself, well, if I'm not feeling good, what's eating away at me? What's going on inside that I'm not catching? What is the dialogue? Where am I going wrong here? So I need to make some changes in my focus. Now, all of this is a normal human thing. This is what just happens over time. But the better you can catch these things and change their direction, the faster things change in every area of your life. What was started out as a block just lets go. I have to make sure I don't lose my chat here, or I won't know if anybody's talking. So, yeah, if I'm happy, I am in way less pain. I don't need as much medication. And, of course, that makes me happy. When I say happy, happiness isn't a thing all by itself, really. It's a result of you doing something that you're enjoying. You're happy while you're doing it. If you get something and it makes you happy, that kind of happiness, it just doesn't last for very long. Once you get over the thrill of something new, you go back to whatever state you were in previously. But if you get something that's really thrilling you and you can stay excited about it, you sustain your enthusiasm for it, then you're going to be generating better feelings and you're going to feel it in your body. Oh, okay. I saw that and laughed. Ha. Okay, there's our little chat. There we go. It's not dinner time for me yet. Okay, good. Wait a second, I got another something. Hold on. You failed the mission because you crashed. Oh, that would be a failure. That is very funny. Did they need to tell you? That's very funny. You failed the mission because you crashed. Well, yeah. I'd call that a fail. My friend is working on a flight simulator and just got a joystick so he could play with it, and he's having a good time, looks like. I'm glad. So anyway, we have discussed many times over the years how your feelings are your indicators about where you are standing in the law of attraction and the field of attraction. You got dinner. Okie dokie. What flavor is your dinner? When we're feeling good and happy and calm, all the good feelings that you can come up with, when you're feeling good, you're in the flow, right? You're getting what you need. Your brain's not driving you crazy for the moment. You're just feeling good. Well, at that point where you're just feeling good, and you're not thinking about any of your woes, then at that point, you're in a state of allowing. The universe is checking you out, feeling your vibe, and giving you back more of that nice, calm vibe. But as soon as you start judging things, you're changing your vibration and you're changing your point of attraction, which is why, again, the less judgmental we are, especially about our own lives, the better. I'm not saying not being introspective, that's not the same. I'm saying judgmental, like, oh, I fucked that up. Oh, I'm such a fuck up. It's like, no, you just fucked that one thing up. It doesn't mean that this is like the rest of your life score here. You're going to be all right. Well, judging people all the time is something that right now you have to do because that's your, well, you're still learning. I mean, it's going to be another decade before you're clear of that. You have to learn eventually, though, that judging people, it's not the same as just observing them. But if you're busy forming opinions about them, you're also blocking out learning about them because now you've got an opinion taking that space up. So you can try and withdraw from judging people. Just decide whether you want them and you want to be around them or you don't. That's not a judgment. I have a relative I love, despite the fact that she is a rabid Trump supporter. And obviously I don't agree with her on many levels. But I also knew her before Trump. And I know her to have a good heart. And I know her to wish to be a healer and help kids. And she's a special ed teacher, actually, of all things. But her husband just passed away this morning. And I've been praying with her and for him for the last couple of weeks. Now, I could just judge her on her politics, But I chose here to not play the game and see who she is beyond our earthly existence. And she is another spirit that's like a sister. And she's in this world, she's my cousin, but we're sisters. We're friends on the other side. How can I not support her? I'm glad that she's aware enough so she knows her husband is still around. But she has to say goodbye to him on this side, which is a horrible thing for someone to lose their life mate. So, of course, I was there for her. It's not about politics, So when you think about people, you've got to remember that you're looking at their temporary masks. You're not looking at the real person. You're looking at someone who's struggling to figure out how to be a human at all and to not just survive being human, but, thrive if at all possible. And everybody wants the same thing. It's just in their own ways, I certainly don't want to be like my cousin, but, in her politics. But like I said, she's in other ways a very wonderful person, and she's suffered plenty in her life, and she's taken care of others. She's done good stuff. So if we just judge on the surface and dismiss people, then we are missing a lot. So it's hard, even at this age, this is like a challenge for everybody, but it gets easier if you practice it. You're starting to see people as what we truly are, which is like, well, how do I describe us? Liquid rainbow light. We are very colorful entities, and we are also as close to being immortal as one can possibly imagine as a human. So our bigger life is fascinating, but we're here to be human and to forget about what we are. So when people screw up here, it's not because they are screw-ups. It's because they don't remember who they really are. They're just here playing a game, a role, an experiment, a test. I'm on vacation personally. But no matter what you're here for, it's just temporary. So look beyond that. Look at what else is in them. And if they're too busy being a dick in this life, then just walk away from them. Don't make it your business to correct them or try to change them. It's like, Let them go. Let them do their thing. It's their life, not yours. The only one you've got to be concerned with is the one that you're responsible to, and that's you. And if you're married, then you do have some obligations to your mate. But basically, you're here for you. You came here, you incarnated for you, not for anybody else. What did you come here for? Well, you're not going to know. You're not going to know until you go back home. But all along the way, you will be learning important things. And you just cannot make any serious mistakes. I know that sounds bizarre when we see people really hurting other people. They will pay for that just differently than what we're used to doing here as humans. Everybody will have the benefit of their own emotional reactions, their own thoughts, how they work with other people and other entities and ourselves with them. I mean, it's all very, we're full of illusions here. So try not to be fooled by that part. Things really are going to be okay. No matter what's going on in your life, run toward it. My cousins went from Washington to LA for the winter, and they were there for the better weather, but it's wetter right now in LA than it is in Washington. There's something more dramatic here. Oh yeah, that's dramatic. Dramatically dark purple. So what have y'all got planned for the duration of this evening? Now, Sally and Charlie are 5 hours ahead of me. What? I'm watching Star Trek. Well, that's good. I said you're 5 hours ahead of me. I asked what you were doing, and you just told me, so cool. Which episode? Which season? Oh, I haven't seen any of that. No, I don't want more silver that way, but it does look like that would be as natural for that, but that's too much silver. Don't know. I'm going to take a quick break to the other room. It's been 2 hours. I must stand up. In the meantime, well, not you, Charlie, because you're watching Star Trek, but if anybody else just staring at the screen, drifting off to sleep, I need ideas for a backdrop. What's going to be the theme of this outfit for foot and toe, or toe and foot? Tea. Tea, please. You gotta move it. You gotta move it. Move it or lose it. Like this. All right. Thank you so much for being my very first customer. You bought the first of the first edition. Because now everybody else has to get the second edition. You, me, and Emily are the only ones that have the original. Don't throw it away. After I'm dead, it might be worth more money. Like, look, she was doing this too. But Can't show anybody. Today, before the show, I started looking up, what do you call a person who handles your social media account? But it must have been the wrong question, because it came up with like content creators, influencers, and it's like, no. I need like a secretary, someone who can say, all right, idiot, it's Monday, we need a picture from you to put up on these accounts. Send it over an email, I'll get it posted, and say whatever you want to say with it. That's what I need. Not someone who's going to necessarily pretend to be me. Just do the mechanical part of it, because that's where I'm having problems. That's one of the reasons I stopped working. It's like, when I was making inventory sheets, I lost my inventory, my soap oil inventory, 3 times. That's when I knew it was like, it's over, girl. You're not in business anymore. You can't. Who loses inventory sheets? So, and it wasn't like I had a big factory. It was my dining room turned into a factory. So, yeah, that was not good. So I need, I realize, like, if I break it down into, the business practices, what I need to do, what I'm doing, it's kind of like having a business manager, I guess. It's like, okay, this is what we do today. It's like, thank you, because I couldn't find my hat today. You don't need a hat. You're just going to sit at your desk. Oh, right. Okay, never mind. Because I have days like that. Now, how much would I pay somebody like that, too? I mean, you have to hire somebody. You can't just say, oh, would you like to do all my work for me there? That's kind of cool. It's kind of rosy lavender. Where else do I want it? No, we can make a flower that color. Okay with me. I have a great idea for a new game show. But not really a game show. It's kind of like Shark Tank, except not quite. It's like, I have an itch. It would be, if I gave you $1 million, what would you do with it? Meg, hi. Welcome, darling. Again, Happy New Year. How are you? What are you doing? You just get off work? What's going on with work? Sally Mango got me started on the deliciousness of marmalade and butter on toast. And she has the original kind, more like the Seville oranges, which are bitter, but I got the sweet orange. Either way, orange and butter on toast is really good. That might be my pre-dinner. My dinner's so simple and quick to make, actually. It's like, I'll just go for dinner before I go for anything else. Right now I have abundance. Yay. Well, the loom I ordered that was supposed to be here today, it seems to be lost somewhere in the U.S. postal system. And I was sent a, would you like a refund mail? That's like, wait a second. When might it be here? It's in the mail. It was shipped for sure. Then I don't want to start over. I really liked that one, and it was the only one like it. So if I have to, I'll have to, but I'm hoping I won't have to find another one. Charlie, are you done eating dinner? Let me see the chat. Oh no. Oh no, what? Did I miss something here? Did I miss something? Uh-oh. Oh, the loom. Yes. That's a bitch. I will just wait until Friday. If I get another notice that it's missingly whatever, I'll get a refund and start over and make another cardboard loom. It worked. I did this on it. Oh no, yes I did. That was on cards actually, but it was easier to use cardboard than the cards. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to come up with an idea for a background suitable for this outfit. This is for La Foot, and this is for La Toblerina. So they're different, but they're a match set, you know. But I haven't come up with what the background is going to be. Like an underwater ballroom, underwater. What would I do underwater with a toe? Oh God, in the bathtub. Here she is in water. Although it might be very funny seeing all of this stuff moving. Jellyfish. Oh, maybe we need to do that. I ordered a tripod to hold my cell phone. Yeah, these glasses, they're not close up enough in the close-up range. So I'm still really not sure what I'm doing when I'm looking down like this. But it's better than looking down without the glasses. So I mean, some improvement, but not enough. Terrible. Anywhere else I can put that pink? Big pink snowflake. That could be pretty. Less expected than silver. But with the, we were talking about doing videos and successive photographs to do a cartoon or something like that. I came up with a few ideas, but until just now, I wasn't really thinking about doing anything underwater for real. A Norwegian fjords backdrop. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness, that's in thought too. I do love the fjords. I need my notebook. Hold on. It's in the other room where I was thinking. Yes. We have some fashions here. Fashion ideas. Come on, turn the damn page. Thank you. Yeah, Norwegian. All right. I forget how you spell that. I know there's a Y in there. Oh, there, FG. Seeing it in capitals does make it look weird, doesn't it? All right. I don't even have a few words in the SimCity game, so. Okay. Cool. Now I'm going to see what happened to my friend. It's past 4:20. 4:30. And that would be a good winter month for the following calendar. Need stuff. I mean, it's a lot easier to come up with stuff for the warm weather, like, you know, clothing. But, yeah, winter. And we want to make sure it be good and cozy. But I can also use the same outfit after we're done with whatever else there. I can do a video underwater and make her more like a jellyfish. Hold on a second. My friend got work on her tattoo that she's been doing in dedication to her late grandmother. Yeah, I like the idea of the fjords. I also like the mermaidy or sea urchin or sea critter. So underwater is also good. But we also are going to be doing a new bathing suit. So we're just going to leave underwater blank. Oh, it hurts. But at least it's her last session. Yeah, I could not do that. I just could not do that. I know a lot of my friends have a lot of ink, and I can't do it. I have admired many tattoos. I mean, the artwork is gorgeous. Now that they're doing a lot of coloration, it's so much a different world than it was back in when I was younger and talking tattoos. But I don't regret my decision to not do it. I think if I got started, it would become very quickly an addiction. Because I would not want anyone looking at me to think that whatever they were looking at was all I was about or all that was on my mind. I'd have to put something else to indicate or reflect interests or thoughts or philosophies. You know. There was one I saw that was perfect. It was the word mind, a line underneath it, and underneath it said matter. And it was like, it says it all right there. That was small, nothing fancy, but what a great reminder. And it was very elegant in its simplicity. A little toe pet. Well, we have the catnip mouse here that's going to be appearing in the other backdrop. It doesn't have any personality kind. Oh, I see. You just reminded me. I got something with personality today because it was on sale, and It's like, oh, I have to have this. I mean, this goes on my cuteness shelf. Where is it? Ah, it's so tiny. I put it in my wallet. Aha, receipts to photograph. Come here, little thing. Where are you? Oh, there it is. It's so silly. But I figured 50% off, it was okay. It is a hedgehog, a holiday hedgehog. Hedgehogs and kisses at Christmas. It's supposed to be like a lucky charm. This merry little hedgehog brings lots of Christmas cheer. May the spirit and warmth of friendship brighten your entire year. With lots of joy and happiness, hedgehogs and kisses too. Be merry and have fun in everything you do. So what happened was I looked down. I don't know if we're able to really see it, but I looked down. Come on. Show me your face. I just like went, I have to have that face. So I have a happy hedgehog. It is smaller than my toe. Actually, it's really about the same size as my toe. But this hedgehog is wearing a Santa hat, so not appropriate for the rest of the year as a friend. Hello, Ballerina. Toes don't talk. Silly hedgehog. But isn't that cute? Ah, they seem so mellow, right? My nephew and his family got one as a pet. Florida allows people to be stupid, but yeah, I hate wild animals being taken in as if they are domestics, and that's just not a good thing to do. But anyway, they got one as a pet. I don't know if they still have it as a pet. Hopefully it will live a long life. It's got 2 little girls to watch it. So, you know, there's that. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. That's awesome. Yeah, when you have, that's different, you know. That's not the same as, I bought one in a pet shop to keep in a tank. Like, oh, how could you do that to that poor thing? Take something out of its wild free habitat and stick it in a damn tank. Or cage. I just can't stand that shit. And I love animals. I love pets. I think having a pet is really good, especially for children, because they need to learn responsibility. As long as the adult is taking care, making sure the animal's safe and all that. Child doesn't have to know how much the parent is doing necessarily. You know, you don't want harm to come to the critter, but you need to teach people early about empathy, taking care of a living creature, caring for it. So I think already domesticated cats and dogs are ideal pets for people. there are domesticated ferrets now. They've been around as pets for so long. I mean, they actually are domesticated, but they've still got that wild side, and you know, it's like a squirrel. You cannot assume with it. However, every squirrel story I know of rescue and bonding has been a beautiful experience for the humans and the squirrels involved. If they imprint on you, they just love you until they die. Hey, another pink. Why not? Why not make it a little rosy? So I have to think about what to do for the community of little old ladies like me for Valentine's Day. After all these years of campaigning against it internally, I never went out of my way to make it unpleasant for anybody else. I need to help make it more pleasant for everybody else. So I'm going to bake a cake. I'm trying to come up with ideas to make it different from what they've been getting so far. I could get really crazy, which isn't much of a reach for me, and make 2 bundt cakes with the same mold. Make one like strawberry because it's pink, and chocolate because it's brown, and chocolate goes well with strawberries. And make them into layers and switch out the layers. So 2 cakes, but reverse color. Now that would entail icing. You know, you have to have something to hold those layers together. So I've got to come up with that. That's never been a forte because I've always tried to keep the sugar amounts down when I get cake cravings. I usually like cake that doesn't have a frosting. The only exception being Entenmann's chocolate fudge cake. Once I got into menopause, that fudge cake's icing got into me. And with it, an additional couple pounds. But now it's not the weight, it's the sugar's bad for the heart kind of a deal. So I'm trying to be more conscious. Even though I'm generally conscious of my diet, I've got a pretty good diet overall. I still have times where I go a little too much into the indulgence side here. The only way I can avoid that is just don't buy things. If I buy it, it's in the house, it's over. I will dole it out in servings, but it's just going to be eaten like ice cream. Finished the ice cream the other night. It's like, okay, we're taking a hiatus from ice cream until summer. Let's see if we can't get the cholesterol ratings to drop a little. When I was a kid, it was so boring when the adults around me talked about all of their health stuff. Ah. The luxury chocolate bar. Oh my God, the one they came out with that was like a chocolate Twinkie with extra frosting. It's like, oh, this is so rich, it's forbidden. But yeah, freezing it, very good idea. Well, don't let it get frostburn. I have lost food that way. I'm trying to hold on to it for too long. It's like, save this for a rainy day. Which just reminded me of the stuff I got, the candy I got for myself for New Year's Eve. My special treat. And I still haven't broken into the package. It's like, whoa. That's probably because it's usually behind me when I'm at my desk. The package is dark, so when I look across the room, well, I can't really see anyway. So I'm not getting the visual reminders that it's there. How long has it been? How long have you been preserving that piece of cake? The masterpiece that Entenmann's had some nerve putting on the market, knowing how we are. They call it irresistible. Okay. I'm going to have company soon, and I'm going to have to go off the air. Oh, yes, I agree. That's what I'm able to dole food out like crazy. Those chocolate cookies with the peppermint and dipped in chocolate that I got for Christmas, I'm only missing, I think, 4 out of the whole box so far. They're so rich. The feeding time is 1 cookie, and it's got to be with hot tea or coffee for sure. Well, it doesn't look like very much on the screen, does it? The mic is reflecting. That's what happens with the trying to get everything copied from the Cockadoodle series. Well, anyway, it was fun. I'm not done, but I am done for the moment. I'm going to have somebody over here shortly, so I need to, not be on the air. Well, if you're watching Star Trek, of course you're having fun. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a beautiful rest of the night. At what time is it? Yeah, I will probably not be coming back on tonight, but I will be back tomorrow, absolutely. I'll be doing laundry tomorrow and streaming. Tomorrow, absolutely tomorrow. If I have the energy to do laundry tonight, it'll be double absolutely tomorrow. Now tomorrow I've got the day off. I don't have any obligations. Aww. Adelaide. That's my Aunt Addie. Good night. Good night. Meg, I hope you're having fun with your DM plans. I'll get to the post office really soon. That's funny. Yes, Adelaide, I have an Aunt Addie. She's in Nevada. Alright, darlings, I say I have to end the stream and click the right button to do it. it's hard to do it gracefully. So I wish I could do it like Endora or Samantha, you know. So, good night. I see you tomorrow.